I'm Kanywa John, and today I want to be real about something that is a huge turning point, and it will illustrate more on my journey as a graphic and a brand designer. So here is the truth. Like I have learned as a creative and a graphic designer, and as a brand designer too. We usually took most of our time chasing perfection. Like we want everything to be perfect. Every pixel has to be perfect. Every color that we choose, the color choice has to feel like we want to communicate things to be so perfect. Like it looks like everything that we design, the final product that we design. When I started my graphic design journey, I was having this problem of being perfect. I could do everything. A client, I could even like even a client could tell me just to create for me a logo, I generate him a logo, and I could do like more than 10 samples. Like I was trying to make everything perfect. But at the end of the day, the only output that was required was only one. So here's the thing: chasing perfections, it nearly killed my progress until I realized that that is not the right way to go. I would spend hours, days, weeks just tweaking a single project, and then at the end I will never post it. I'm sure it sounds familiar to you because I'm not the only one, but that is a challenge that we have been there too. And today I want to show you on why I stopped that chasing perfection and started sharing my progress slowly by slowly. And that thing actually completely changed my creative design journey and my creative life and career. And I'm sure by the end of this live stream, you are going to see why, showing that simple progress, that posting that something that you know, it is a secret weapon that you need to know in your creative journey, just like what I've been going through. So I'll take you back a bit. When I started my design journey, I thought that I'd create the masterpiece every single time, every logo, every mockup, and any single project that I was having, like every brand kit. I was feeling that it was just to be flawless. But here's what I've realized: the more I try to make things so perfect, the less it actually worked. The more I try to make it so perfect, the less I actually shared my work. Like I will spend more hours chasing my work, like I'll spend more hours perfecting on something, and the less I shared my work. If you could find, like I'm sure some you may get yourself into that, you are in such a position, like you are in a position like you want to share something, but you fear. So you must learn how to you can get yourself out of that. So that is what I realized. And when I was doing that, I know that I was thinking that that was the way to go. But what about my portfolio, my work? Nothing. I could not be updating them. I could not be upskilling on something And that is the crazy thing. And that I was not growing. I was not attracting potential people, potential client, and I was not improving myself the way I wanted. I was not improving in that faster pace the way I wanted. I could find myself that I'm sitting for hours on a single thing. Maybe it is a logo. I could tweak it, adjusting here and then, adjusting the color shade, the color palette, and that is what people don't do. Like, people won't barely notice on that. People, they are so much focused on your output. Meanwhile, my peers who are posted, you could see their progress. You could see their progress day by day. So you have that rough draft, or even something that you see it is an imperfect post that you have created. It could be wise you consider yourself posting it. So at times I even asked myself, why am I working this so hard to be perfect online, when the real progress that I'm learning every day is so much valuable? For example, I'll use an example. Like, it was just a simple thing. I was designing something just to get for my portfolio. About it was uh, for a copy, like, it was just own my own design. I was thinking I create something on a coffee shop, and my first draft, it actually, it was so messy. I kept editing. I kept editing around, even for a week. I kept editing just to make it to be so perfect. So, and I realized that the way I'll be this so perfect, my progress is, I'm killing my productivity and my progress. So I just keep sharing what I know, because what I usually know is that what I know is something is what I know is new to someone else, and what someone else know, it may be not something that I know. So once I crafted that design and I posted it, and guess what? And guess what? People loved it. And I remember I even get comments that, wow, this is something good that you're doing, and I really like it. I really like your brand. There's some people who saw that something was so new, so they wanted to know, how do you even get to design this? Which color palette have you used to make this project that you're delivering to be so nice? Like, it was just a slow progress, but I believe it worked, because that progress, love those small progress. And that is when I realized that progress resonates more than perfection. Your simple progress, it resonates more than that perfection. The problem that we are having is that we love chasing perfection. We love chasing perfection a lot. And I will break it down on why we love chasing perfection. You know that chasing perfection is so dangerous for creatives. It kills momentum. You may find yourself like in an endless loop of fixing and tweaking, spending hours there, and you have not updated yourself. You have never finished anything. You're just stuck there. So that is the problem with the chasing perfection. One of the greatest disadvantages of why you should never chase perfection. Your momentum, it will be killed. There will be no progress on your side, just focusing on one thing alone. Then the second thing, it limits your feedback. Like, I'm sure if you are afraid to share anything less, you are just afraid that anything less than perfect. Like, you don't want to be advised. You feel like when I start this something, people will say, "What does this? How do you do this?" Like, they just, you feel like that's, do you know that negativity actually, it is there in online space. You'll find it there. There are those negative things and positive things. Some will barely compliment you for what you're doing, so it limits that feedback. So if you are afraid to share anything that it is less than perfect, you are missing out. So get yourself there. That thing, it actually, it creates a false comparison trap. You may find yourself, you are busy scrolling on Instagram, you're scrolling through Instagram, anything, and you see some designers work, something that it is so polished, and you think that you will never get there. Meanwhile, that designer that you see, he was once the same place that you were there. You will see that you are he's improving on himself, like he's improving, but you are just stuck. You cannot compare yourself with someone who has 10 years head start of you. So you must run your race slowly by slowly, and things works like that. Then when you chase perfection, the problem with the chasing perfection, it actually, it can reduce even your opportunities. Like, people, if you have started something, people love to know about that something that you are introducing, that client, the collaboration, and people, like, when you have said that something, it is your growth, and people love to see growth, you in action, and that when they are not seeing it in that action, the chances of being, like, it reduces your opportunities. Because if someone can't remember or can't know that you are doing something, how sure that they can give you a chance for you to work for them? Actually, they won't, because you're not showing up. You are chasing perfection on your end. So chasing that perfection, it kills that product. It kills that, or it reduces your opportunity of, it reduces your career opportunity on your field. So here's the thing: progress is so authentic, and perfectionism is often just something that it will drain you, it will mask you behind, and it won't get you anywhere when you are trying to get yourself in that creative journey or something that you are passionate about, introducing it somewhere. So when sharing, I'll use an example here. The strategy that I used in sharing my progress. I've come up with the strategy that I definitely used to in my creative design journey, my strategy that it has kept me motivated even when I'm feeling so drained. So how did I start? When you have that strategy, then like kuna ile, there's that thing of you'll find yourself, you're shy, or you don't want to appear somewhere. And now that you have started getting yourself in the field, then you need that strategy of sharing your progress. That's why I'm going to show the progress that I used to take. So as it has helped me to grow my brand. So I started posting my unfinished work. Like if I was having something that I've been working maybe for a portfolio, or maybe someone has reached out to me to design something for him, or or anything that I'm just working, be it a complete, be it something that I'm definitely working. I'll show the process that I'm doing, all the process from scratch, one by one, my unfinished work. I'll start by sharing the sketches, the hard copy of the rough draft from scratch, and what I think the design could be, the tools that I will be using, and maybe the colors, like something that everything. That's why my design strategy, my sharing process strategy comes. I posted everything that I believed it would be of something that maybe people could love. And at that time, not everything was perfect. And guess what? People responded positively, because that is what people really wanted. People wanted something that can help them. Remember, I have told you that something that is people, like if you know something, someone that you're having, or someone else, there's a probability that they don't know that thing. So it gives you an advantage for you. Something that I don't know. So people loved the way I started posting those things from those rough sketches and rough draft. Then I documented my design process. Instead of just posting randomly, or just posting the final project that I've done, I avoided posting the finished product or the final product that I've been working on it. I started sharing the initial, maybe from holding the client meetings, the initial brainstorming things, and what makes me to consider that. Then I had to transition into mood boards. That is the sketches. That's all about the mood boards. Everything that I'm going to do when I get that particular project. Then the third thing is in documenting my process, or documenting my journey, I could find myself highlighting the colors, the font types I'll be using, so as you can able to see the everything that I'm using in that journey. And then it has helped me a lot in creating the polished and the final result the client wanted. And I should be able to know that if you embrace that imperfection, I embraced imperfection publicly, because I know that when I started this thing, there are some people who watch, and that's negative things. So I started in my post that I was creating, I started to include some captions that I'm still figuring out. I'm still figuring it out. Like I was not perfect for it, but I was still figuring it out. But some worked, and it made my design to be so relatable and human. And I treated the second thing. The Shamshid, the fourth thing, the feedback, the client feedback. Or not only the client, but the people that I was posting. There are those comments. Like I treated those feedbacks as a gold. When someone commented, I could took notes. I could know what is that something that I've done that it has not been correctly well placed. So I started to treat the feedback, the client feedback, the people in the comment section there. I started to sort out those comments, and that comments helped me to grow in my design journey. It helped me a lot because in documenting my journey, I feel like at some point I need these comments to know what about my progress. How am I going with this? Like my journey, how is it? Are my people that I'm posting to them, are they satisfied with my content? Are they satisfied with what I produce to them? I started thinking like, if my people that I'm producing to them content, like the consumers of my content, I treated them like kings because those are the people that they know what I was doing. So I had to get myself in such a manner that everything they say, I must look for it. I must find the solution, and I must find something that it helped me to improve on my side again, to upskill and something like that. Then I started sharing my progress, like my goals. You know, when you are in your journey, you must have your goals and not perfection goals. It is something that instead of saying that this logo must be perfect or this poster must be perfect, I will share that this thing I must finish today. So as tomorrow I can have more time, more time I can have more time doing something for another project. Like I started to set those progress goals, and I avoid those perfectionism goals because I know at the end of the day, these perfectionism goals won't help at that moment. Remember that those small wins, something that you do in small, and that consistent posting, small wins, at the end of the day, it will result into a big result. So, as you can see, I'm having some people here in the chat section. The likes of clean. Okay, I can able to see the good work. Okay, thank you. So, I will continue again with what I was telling you on my part of my creating or documenting my design journey as a graphic designer, and what you need to know about that. So Here's the funny thing I ever interacted with in my creative design journey. I remember posting something like I was pitching for a client. I was asking a client maybe, I was asking if he can give me the work. At that time, I was so nervous. The situation was so rough. Pitching a client is one of the toughest thing. Actually, if you started freelancing and you have maybe find yourself some clients, it is good you keep those clients because those clients will help you to refer you instead of pitching new clients. Because pitching new clients is so hard. Yes, pitching those clients. If you have ever worked with someone, consider making a good relationship with them so as they can able to refer you. So I was telling on how I was pitching the client. And you know what happened? The person that I was pitching, remember that I was not that perfect. And the client reached to me and he laughed and said that this is exactly that he had in mind, that he was thinking of working with someone like me. Meanwhile, I would wait until I get perfect. Will I get the opportunity to work? You ask yourself this question. you are you are there. You have maybe your digital skills or something that you can present something like something that you know it brings value. You have not pitched. Do you know that people won't able to know that you are master of it? So that's what happened. And when I get that opportunity, I actually missed the deadline. I missed the deadlines of the client because I was trying so much to be perfect. But the client was able to know that time I was still figuring it out. That's what I started in my pitching journey. I also started sharing my experimental, like my design experience on social media, like what I'm doing today. So if you find yourself in such a situation like I am in now, you should be able to know that you are not alone. I was there too. And that is the time that I feel like I flopped. And I learned something from that. From pitching that client, I learned something. That I learned that the perfect design is not there. And it could waste you a lot. Think about this one. If every something, anything that you know you do could be has to be perfect, you'll never test new styles, you'll never test new softwares that are there, that are new today. You won't be able to know the new colors, the new ideas, something that is in the market. Remember that you must be able to get yourself in touch with that thing. You must be able to know that this thing, if you don't learn something, you are being left behind. Remember that progress is where innovation happens. Okay? So, I started posting. Like I was saying that I started posting. And how does posting transformed my career as a creative and a graphic designer? That thing, posting, like the progress of posting, how did it transform my career? I'm going to share with you this transformation and how I've experienced it, how it has shifted my focus, how it has enabled me to my portfolio to grow, get some customers retention, and something way more than that. The first thing, my portfolio, it grow exponentially because I was getting myself to new things. I could do some this project here and there daily. So you could find myself like my portfolio was really growing at that time. Pia, the second thing, my confidence. You remember that when remember that when I started this design when I started introducing myself into social media. I was too scared. I feel like I could not love just people judging me. So my confidence skyrocketed. Like my confidence was boost up because I get myself more to used to. I get myself more used to these things. So at that point, I realized that nobody was judging me, and that's when I started being so human. And some people are cheering me on. They were encouraging me on too. They were encouraging me on that thing. So it boosted a lot of my confidence. With that thing, I became so smarter, so faster, and more creative. Because the more I get to master these tools, the more I get to know. Because my mind was stretching. So I could find myself doing something. So I became so faster, so creative. And because I was iterating, publishing, and endlessly doing those things. The fourth thing, actually, I get more customers retention. Some people could refer me somewhere because they believe that I was delivering something that they were needing of it. So if you are a designer, a creative designer, maybe you are an entrepreneur and you are stuck on chasing perfection, here is my advice for you. If you have that thing, just start sharing it today. And I will repeat it again, just start sharing it today. I started somewhere. I started somewhere. Design journey. I never started this way, but I started somewhere. So you should remember to document your journey. Those screenshots, those behind the scene, the processes videos that you have edited. People love to see you get there. Then consider yourself celebrating those small wins. Those small wins. It builds your confidence. Remember that every completed draft is progress, and every experiment is a step forward. As long as you are improving on yourself, remember to engage with feedback and the comment. That's where if you get that's where there's a bit of problem and maybe there's some negativity there. Engage yourself in the feedback section. Let it guide you. Let it guide your growth. Don't fear it. even though you'll find that there are those that are too negative. And remember, so consider that. And remember that perfectionism is a myth. It's just something that it's not like it's just a myth. Progress is real and powerful, but perfectionism is a myth. Remember why you started your something that you have started. You know the purpose of you starting it. So consider that. So here's my challenge for you. Drop in. I'd like you to drop maybe in the chat section what that's something that you have been feeling you'll post but you have not posted. Just I love to hear, even if it is too messy. What is that something that you feel like you have needed to you have been working on it, but you have not posted it. You're waiting for perfect moment. Remember that there's no perfect moment. So as I wrap up, and before I wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Remember that your progress matters. Your simple progress matters a lot more than your perfection. That every post, every sketch, every experiment, something that you consider it to be you are doing. The first thing you should know, it is building your portfolio. It is building your confidence every now and then. And don't forget your career too. It is building something real for you. So you should start embracing this thing. And I promise you, once you start embracing it publicly, you won't look back. You look back and wonder why you have waited to be perfect. Because being perfect won't get you anywhere. So get out there, share your journey, document your process, and remember that any single thing you do, it is just a step ahead for you. Keep designing, keep doing something that you know it will keep you ahead. Keep experimenting and keep posting your progress. People love to hear your progress a lot. Okay? And if you find the value of the in this live stream, remember to hit the like button there. If you are new to my channel, you can subscribe. Yeah, we'll be talking more on this design, like things you need to know, and I will see you in the next live stream. I'll be scheduling it to be able to know in my next live stream on where to talk on where we have left today. Okay, so thank you and follow for more.